This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah.
With no gimmick Nick Johnston.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
And David Double D Dykstra.
And welcome into BK Dub.
Hola, señores.
I can't do it, man. I'm David Double D Dykstra. No Nick, no gimmicks Johnston. Instead, we have Alex.
Señor Salazar.
Señor Salazar.
¿Cómo estás, mi compadre? Saludando al mundo. No, I'm just kidding. What's up, guys? What's going on?
Don't make him do subtitles. He's already over there tweaking.
He doesn't want to do subtitles.
Well,
we don't pay him enough to do subtitles. What's going on, everybody? My name is Alex Salazar. I'm from Chicago, obviously, but Chicago. Who's your daddy? So, what's going on, guys?
He puts on that mask and this whole other ego comes out. I love it.
There you go.
I love it. Lots to get to. We're going to talk some WWE. We're going to talk some AEW. And then we're going to talk about some documentary that came out on Netflix. I don't know what documentary.
Señor, it was very bad.
Not good.
Not good.
Definitely
very
not
bad.
good. Some may say it was kind of poopy.
It was kind of. It was. I was watching it like,
especially the last episode. Yeah, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Look here. Scotty's like, well,
Scotty's like, I've never heard of that. That's just weird. That's just weird, man. What are you talking about?
He's so young to know that one. Nah, just kidding.
He hasn't even hit puberty yet. Leave
I know.
Scotty
He
alone.
doesn't even have like beard, nothing.
I know. He's a little naked mole.
He's a little late bloomer.
Naked mole, that kid.
Well, enough about Scotty.
What?
You're wrestling with your puberty there.
Bravo, sir.
Bravo.
He's caught on already. All right, let's get to some WWE news. SummerSlam 2025 announced for, I'm not saying the place, it's at MetLife, where they had WrestleMania. Just because it's in Jersey don't mean it's bad. It's where the Giants and the Jets play. Somebody's got to win there. So WWE.
Where? Why Jersey? Why?
Why not? It's a good stadium.
Yeah,
it's a solid stadium. Plus, you're in the Mecca. You're going to, people from overseas, that's an easier place for them to get to if they want to travel in for SummerSlam.
Right.
You got New York, Philadelphia, right there. So you can get all the passionate fans from those two fan bases.
I see
in
that.
there. It's not a bad choice whatsoever.
No, of course not. I'm just saying, 2 nights is crazy.
Oh, the 2 nights? No. If you think about it, actually, this is beneficial now. Because look at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. 2 nights WrestleMania, everybody's like, what are you doing? And now it's like, all right, now we can get, great matches for 2 nights, and you don't have to compact everything into, a 4-hour one show. You can let the wrestlers have great matches, 15, 20, 30-minute matches, and not have to worry about, whose time are we going to have to cut?
Right, exactly. Well, I'm saying it's crazy because I've been wanting this last year. SummerSlam deserves its 2 nights.
Rumble's next.
Rumble is next, too. I'm excited about that, too. I mean, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, they all deserve 2 nights. They
How about
all
Survivor
deserve.
Series?
Depends on how you do it. If we're doing the bland split thing, if we're doing that, or we're doing including NXT. I mean,
I think NXT should be involved.
It could be involved and then make it 2 nights. I would love to see that too. I mean, you know what would be fun? We could do Raw against NXT, and then SmackDown against NXT the next night.
Oh wow! You just making the kids earn their money.
There you go.
Let's make those kids that are just coming in from college earn their money. Let's have them go 2 nights in a row, and the veterans can just stay.
And then they lose every night.
I actually liked the way they did it. The one and only time they had NXT, I thought that was the best Survivor Series in a really long time.
Yeah, exactly.
Really long time to have NXT come in there, and then you have guys get over like Keith Lee, where all of a sudden it was like, oh, they actually think Keith Lee's a thing. He pinned Seth Rollins. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So I would think Survivor Series 2 nights plus including NXT again would be phenomenal. Just because we're having more stars in NXT now, that need that shine.
Well, they're trying to promote NXT as a separate brand now.
Yeah, and I love
you
that.
know,
It's
so
going back to glory days.
to where some of the main roster guys and girls have been going down there and actually wrestling. So it's not a bad thing. For Rumble, you have to end the night with one Rumble a night.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
1 year, girls are first night, guys are second night.
Exactly.
Next year, guys are first night, girls are second night.
I like that switch, especially because WWE. Oh man, I would love for Royal Rumble because, especially with the women's, because NXT is having such a great women's division right now. It's probably one of the greats right now.
WWE NXT Together's women's division is so stacked
It's
that there are
So I'm actually like waiting.
unbelievably talented women that are never gonna sniff the titles ever.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
and Charlotte Flair still needs to come back from her injury. Becky Lynch will eventually decide to come back. Yeah, I'm gonna skip a little bit here
Oh, sorry, Scott.
because Scotty had something in the AEW section that I think pertains more to the WWE. Do you have that available, Scotty? Mercedes Moné?
Oh my God.
Mercedes
I think that's
Moné?
such BS.
Oh, it's total.
It's total
It's
BS.
total BS.
It is
Mercedes
BS.
Mercedes
Stop.
Moné talking,
Stop.
saying she'll never return to WWE.
She's so stubborn about this, bro. Like Naomi
It's-
came back. Like what
It's
was
not
your deal?
stubborn. It's how she feels in the moment. Punk said he would never go back to WWE.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of people that are like, yeah, Hogan never thought he would return to WWE. I mean, these are all things that you think about. And trust me, do I think it's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years? Probably not.
Probably not.
But as she gets older, nostalgia, and all these girls are killing it, who's not going to want to see Mercedes Moné versus Rhea Ripley? Mercedes Moné versus Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair.
Again,
Oh my God.
that thing tore the house
Jade
down night
Cargill.
one. I am not the biggest. I need Jade to get
Singles.
more fluid.
Okay.
She's still a little too stiff. That's why they have her with Bianca in the tag team.
Oh yeah.
So her stuff doesn't look all whacked out. So I understand what they're doing with Jade. They're slowly bringing her up. She's eventually going to. I would think she could take out Nia.
Nia Jax. Oh yeah, for sure.
Apologies.
For sure.
Nia, to me, like, oh, God.
She got better. I'll tell you that.
She's not, at least she's not injuring people. At least she's not injuring people now. Biggest news coming out of WWE this week. Let the Yeet era begin. Jey Uso winning the IC title off of Braun Breaker. His first singles title in 14 years.
Every time when I watch that clip of him winning, all I think about is the one he said to him, "It's gonna be short, just like your NFL career." I was like, "Damn."
Yeah, I love when fellow wrestlers don't care if they look bad in a promo.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Say what you need to say, man. Dig
Exactly.
what you want to dig at me. I'm a big boy. I can take it. I know where I fell short in my life.
Exactly.
Ethan Page had the same thing happen with Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry.
When Joe Hendry played the song on NXT, Ethan Page gave him full autonomy to do whatever, just no kids.
Right.
None of
None
Ethan's
of that.
kids.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Other than that, he said you can do whatever, and
I mean, respect.
Yeah.
Respect to that. Respect to
that's really cool.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
So, I
Sorry.
think, don't say it too much, he'll appear.
Oh shit. Yeah.
That being said, one of the things that people have been talking about, I want to get your perspective on it.
All right. Cool.
The short reign for Braun Breaker.
Mm.
Do you think there's a method here? Do you think there's a storyline coming soon?
For sure. I just think that they did a good move on it. I think that was kind of the way of just like, all right, he's on a pedestal though, but like let's just make everyone think like he's gonna stop right here and then put him on for bigger things because he can go anywhere direction from this, right? He doesn't necessarily have to just stop going for the IC title. He can even get a rematch with Jey Uso soon, right?
Yeah.
Or even go other directions. I think what's going on with Braun Breaker, to me at least, is they're not trying to make him like I would say what's this guy's face? Oh my god. Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Yeah,
Oh,
they don't
yeah,
want him
yeah,
to make him the new Goldberg, right? Because
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of people are already comparing to him. So I would kind of like,
way more athleticism.
yeah, way more athleticism.
Way more.
Way more.
Goldberg
Better
could
wrestler.
never do the top rope jump.
Better
Into
wrestler,
a,
by the way.
Into a Hurricane Rana. Nope.
Exactly.
Or a Steiner.
I'm just saying. I think there's a bright future with Braun Breaker, but for right now, I mean, look, Jey Uso deserves it anyways. You know what I mean? Jey Uso completely deserved it. I mean,
It does bring up questions about the bloodline thing for War Games, though.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Somewhere Jimmy's almost dead, from what Rikishi says.
Yeah.
Jay's
about
now a
that.
singles title holder. Roman, are you bringing in Sammy too for this? There's a lot of questions to be answered in the next month and a half before Survivor Series.
It's still a build up to, right? There's
Yeah.
still
There's
blocks
plenty
to put.
time.
Yeah,
Plenty
there's
of time
plenty
to
of
build it
time.
up.
I mean, what I like about Triple H right now is he's the waiting kind of cat. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's long story.
Oh, he's
for
long
sure.
story for sure. But it just, when it delivers, man. Look at Cody, bro. It delivered on WrestleMania. It delivered.
It almost didn't, but yeah.
I mean, it delivered. To me, like watching that, and I'll get to that. But like to me, like the way he's doing the waiting
build up
game,
to the
building up
storylines,
thing.
yeah.
I like that. Like right now, what Roman said in the promo with Cody Rhodes in the stadium was, he said, I love the line when he went, "I'm a man with no country now." I freaking love that line because it's like now we're gonna see a Roman Reigns where he's kind of like appearing and trying to like just do what he got to do. You know what I mean? We're
Doing
playing.
his own thing.
He's doing his own thing. I love that. And for true, I mean, for the bloodline though, look, we're not gonna see much right now, unless they bring up other guys like
Oh, they've got one under
Zilla?
contract.
Like
No,
Zilla?
Zilla's not under contract
Really?
yet.
who?
There's the 6'8" kid from New Japan, the Tama and Tala's brother.
Oh yeah,
I can't pronounce his name.
I can't pronounce his name either. But I know what you're talking
Hidalgo or something like that.
about. Yeah, I'm waiting for him. There you go. But I mean, look,
That they've
bloodline
had
story-
him for 3 months.
Yeah,
Not been on NXT. Not been on any of the house shows. Not anywhere.
he might
Just
appear in blood.
back-
Bad blood. He might
back
appear.
pocket him
He's
in there.
just- Like that's what he-
Solo brings him out, and he's that 5th member. Like they need anybody other than Jacob.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, the
Jacob's
bloodlines.
a freaking nature.
Dude.
He's
I
like
think-
Umaga if Umaga was agile and quick.
Dude, I've been saying this, and I even said this to a couple friends. Chika Fatu. It's really gonna be the
Future world champion.
that, and he's also gonna be the trump card in this whole bloodline thing because he could turn face, or he could stay heel, but he's gonna be the trump card.
I could see him doing the anti-hero thing,
Yeah, or that
like Roman.
yeah, exactly,
He could be heel or face whenever you need.
exactly. I could literally see Jacob on that, and I mean, bro, did you see that segment on Friday where he like busted up?
Oh yeah. The security guard. Check me now.
I need to see more promos for him. Not this whole, I love my tribal chief. My tribal chief, I love you. I don't need to see all that. I need to see.
For me, at least, this is WWE going, yeah, we wanted to put the title on Braun Breaker. Legacy being legacy, some of the greatest world champions of all time have also held that Intercontinental Championship. So let's have him take that one step. Now it's Jay's time. Let Jay hold it. I'd like to see a nice run from Jay because right now, Jay's clicking on all cylinders. He's having great matches left and right. And I think they're like, okay, time for Braun to start because Braun and Gunther never crossed paths in NXT.
Right.
Gunther was called up by the time Braun was really there.
I mean, man, you can go a lot of way with this.
That's the only dude I see having any kind of like
world championship.
Him or Bronson?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think that's WWE telling us, hey, these two guys are next up. We don't know when, we don't know where, but these guys are next up.
I've said it for a couple weeks now. I'm happy to see the Bronson Reed from New Japan Wrestling, like Mr. Destructo.
Yeah.
The moment he came out and blindsided Seth, I went, oh, finally.
Yeah, he's a
Thank
killer.
you.
He's a killer. He needs to be a killer. They need to let him be.
And everybody's like, well, it was overkill. No, it
Uh-uh.
wasn't.
Go watch his own stuff.
For Seth to be laid out for a significant amount, 6 months, a year, whatever it may be, so he can heal up, although he's taking Pratt falls at a Colts game, what are you doing?
I mean, hey, I would too.
Lot. There you go.
There you go. Already eliminated.
There's been a lot of chatter on what the main event for Bad Blood should be. They're going back and forth.
Right.
Should it be Cody and Roman versus Jacob and Solo, or Punk and McIntyre in Hell in a Cell? For me, if you want to continue to have this is what I would suggest. You either start off Bad Blood with one of those two and end it with the other.
Ooh.
That's the only way to do it. And I don't care which way you do it. If you want to start that pay-per-view off with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk in Hell in a Cell, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Start it off with a banger, have some craziness go down, great.
Right.
Then you end with Jacob Fatu and Solo versus Cody and Roman. Once again, great. I'm fine. Or you flip-flop it.
Right. You can flip-flop it.
And Cody's been leading off a lot of pay-per-views lately. And having great matches.
He's been having great. Like the Kevin Owens one was actually great.
Could have been more there.
It could have been more, though.
But I think, once again, story building. I think there's a story there coming.
And I think that's what we're not used to yet. Because we're so used to, like, it's going to happen on this one.
Instant gratification.
Yeah, instant gratification.
The Vince
exactly.
McMahon,
Yeah, exactly.
There's so many levels to that joke, you guys.
Exactly. But like I'm saying, it's like you can see in Kevin like that in that whole story where he was just trying to like be the heel, but he couldn't. And then there was times where he did, but it wasn't like he fully committed, exactly. And I was
Went
like,
full on Kevin Owens. I'm gonna grab Sami Zayn and smash his head into the freaking.
I wanted
walkway.
the freaking power bomb
On
to
the
the side
apron?
of the apron. I wanted that so bad because like Kevin needed to beat up Cody that whole match because he was injured and everything. He needed to beat that guy the whole time. I wanted to see that from Kevin, was to beat his all night. And then, the roll, Cody, but
Cody Rhodes is kind of turning into the Bryan Danielson of WWE. Like 3/4 of his matches, he's getting his ass whipped, and pretty significantly getting his ass whipped. And then all of a sudden, it's like, and Cody wins. Same way with Bryan.
Like, yeah, exactly. So, like, I mean, yeah, but it's like, man, I wanted that Kevin Owens back, and we need to see that back. I don't care about this whole good guy.
I love him either way.
Either way, yeah, he's funny.
For me, he's always going to be Stone Cold-esque anti-hero.
Yeah, exactly.
He could be cheered, he could be booed. Either one's fine. He's been a little more comical lately.
Yeah.
If he wants to go more serious and set his sights on the championship, I'm fine with that, but be devious about it.
Exactly. And I feel like Cody would have respected anyways. So Cody would have been like understanding. He's like one of those, like, in his character, he's so understanding of everybody's freaking roles that he would understand why he would do that.
Well, Cody's a big strong style guy.
Yeah.
He loves being hit. Like he says it wakes him up.
Exactly. So, like, I would like to see that, like, they're both bleeding and just going back and forth. Like, that would be awesome. I wanted that last week.
That might have to wait until January.
I know.
But we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
But, anyways, I feel like, I mean, depending on how we're doing this for Bad Blood, I would love to see, at the very end, main event, Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Because I've been loving this story. It has to end tonight. It has to end that night.
You are like the exact opposite of Nick. Nick thinks this is the most asinine storyline ever.
Nick, when you come back, I'm going to have a third mic right here. Listen.
It's it's a feud. He always goes, it's a feud over a $1.99 bracelet.
All right. It wasn't just that, all right? But every match they put out was so, like the strap match was, like, it was just so incredible. Every match they had. Even the beginning with Seth Rollins was a guest referee. I love that match. This was one of the examples of, like when you do a guest referee, that's how you do it. That's the right way to do it. For me, in the Hell in a Cell, I feel like they'll tear up the night, bro. I think you can't start like that. I think you have to end it. Because I feel like
I said, I'll be good either way, so I'm not real worried about it. Also, little Big E news.
Yeah.
He has a doctor's appointment scheduled, right, Scotty?
He's got 3 to 6 months. He's getting another scan.
Yeah, 3 to 6 months, and he's getting another scan on his neck, and it was his
I would
doctor's.
love to see him back right now, especially right now.
Here's my thing with the severe neck injuries that have happened in professional wrestling, aka draws, aka
Edge.
Edge, Brian, Saraya, Stone Cold.
Yeah.
I want them to. You can't. Obviously, he'd be wrestling on borrowed time, just like Edge is, just like Stone Cold was, Saraya is. They're all wrestling with that triple fusion on borrowed time. But 3 to 6 months, if you sit there and tell me he's good to go, do you automatically put him in a world championship kind of run? Because let's be honest, he held that belt when no one else wanted it and did pretty well doing it.
He did hold his own, I will tell you that. I mean, it's just hard to transition right now. I mean, for the world title at least.
And then what are you doing with Woods and Kofi?
Because that's what I'm saying. It would be a great fit.
Now,
exactly. It would be a great fit because we don't know how Biggie could be like the big brother. Like, hey, guys, you got to stop. Da-da-da-da. Or you come back and then maybe be like, hey, like.
well, and to be fair, Kofi's on the back end.
Yeah.
So Kofi might be slowing down, and this might be where all this comes from. As far as Woods going, I've still got some kick left in me.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what I could do on a singles run. If that means I have to turn heel and leave the New Day, that so be it. But Kofi's wanting to slow down. Let me see what I can do.
And I mean, but look at it this way. I mean, to be honest, what I'm looking at here, Woods has every right to be mad. Woods has every right to be mad right now.
You just embracing all kinds of inner heel, man.
I'm the heel guy. All right. I mean, look, I feel like he has a good reason to turn on Kofi. Like, bro, you're tagging in someone that's like not even part of the group. He's not the big E of the group. And then you're like not telling me all these things. You can hear it from his voice, like angrily. It's not like it's a justifying thing to his, madness. But if he does turn heel, I mean, hey man, I want him to go for that title. If he goes heel, I think if all my dream, listen,
IC title run?
Yeah, maybe some mid-carder titles.
He's never gonna be a main eventer.
Yeah, I know, but I want him to get like
IC
some
run,
gold.
I could see.
Yeah, IC
or
run.
a U.S. title run.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can see that mostly going on. But right now, I want them to have that feud. I really want them. I feel like Woods deserves it. I feel like Woods is always the...
Woods deserves to have his own time to shine.
Yeah. He's always the quiet
It was
kid of the
supposed
group.
it was supposed to be King of the Ring, and they just...
And exactly.
just
They haven't
flopped.
booked it. Or he flopped it too. I wouldn't say, it's booking. No, I mean, he did, promos going from great. I mean, the run wasn't so great. You only could do what you got to do when you got to run like that. But I mean,
little bit of NXT news, as if that women's division wasn't stacked enough. Jesus, Stephanie Vaquer
there's a thing about Shawn Michaels that he likes. I'm not
is
gonna say too
now part of NXT and has already made it known that she wants next.
I'll tell you this, Shawn Michaels, you got great taste. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Anyone who doesn't know who she is, just go Google CMLL.
Yeah, go ahead.
She is unreal.
Beast.
Or watch the match between her and Mercedes Moné.
Oh, yeah, Mercedes Moné.
Phenomenal match there. A couple other things that I want to touch on. That symbol that showed up on NXT, and everybody's like, oh my God, there's a sixth Wyatt. No. Oh my God, it's Malachi Black. No. Oh my God, it's the Lucha Brothers.
No, not yet.
It's actually
The Viking Raiders.
Nope.
Oh, what?
the War Raiders.
The War.
Triple H is bringing it back from what all I've heard. No more Viking Raiders. He hated Viking Raiders.
Yeah,
He wants them back to where they were in NXT. War Raiders coming back. That's what all the Celtic symbols were. They're going back to the old Raiders of destruction. And if they come back in good shape, because, they had let themselves go because they – and when I say let themselves go, I don't really mean like – I mean like they probably put on 10 to 15 pounds of non-traditional
like 2-3 days.
meat. So War Raiders are headed back to WWE. I hope to see them in the next couple weeks. Both of them coming off of pretty gnarly injuries. Yeah. So if they can stay healthy, and no offense to Valkyrie or Valhalla. Sorry, Valhalla.
Yeah.
Don't
come back.
Just be you.
Yeah.
And I know, be a Viking princess or something. You don't need to be Valhalla. I don't need to see Michael Cole. Give me the horns! No. I don't need to see it. No. Anything else jump out at you from Raw? Or
Not really.
NXT this week?
It was a pretty slow week. Only thing I got was SmackDown.
It's
really.
build up.
This is build
SmackDown's
up
tonight, too.
Yeah, I know.
So that'll be interesting.
I want to see what's going on, especially from that promo we saw last time with Cody and Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on there.
I'm going to call it right now. Cody's going to get jumped tonight, and Roman's going to come out and save him.
Hey.
Just saying.
It's always a jump fest on Fridays.
No. He said he'd have Cody's back. I was waiting
Oh,
for
like
it.
today would be like see if he keeps his word.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That'd be a
for
great
sure.
day. Just go into the middle of the ring and be like, come on, Bloodline. You said you'd have my back. Let's go.
And then again, he's going to be like, the Bufala, and then Jacob Fatu. Just kicks him again.
When we come back, night one of AEW Grand Slam. I guess you'd call it Grand Slam Dynamite because there's a Grand Slam collision on Saturday. But
Which is more stacked
which
than
I'm not going to watch, to be honest. I'm going to be very honest.
Collision?
Not watching Collision on Saturday. I'll probably watch it Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I will not be watching it Saturday night because I've got Georgia, Alabama, and Penn State, Illinois at those times. Love my wrestling, but college football.
Priorities.
College football. When we come back, we talk AEW here on BK Dub.
Man, I'm so hungry. I need somewhere to eat fast. I have no idea where to go.
Hola, me llamo El Taco de Taco. You know where to go for the amazing taste that'll have you craving more? Taco Bell.
Can I get 20 tacos, please?
You got it.
Thanks, Taco.
De nada.
Good. That's it. Eat the tacos.
Taco Bell. Live más.
Wear your best attitude. Feel the power. Run towards your goals. Make each footprint count. Believe in yourself. Mark the difference. Just do it.
Celsius, the fastest growing energy drink in America. Zero sugar, low calories, and and 200 milligrams of caffeine. Celsius is the ideal drink for anyone who wants to get the most out of their day. 4 distinct flavors: orange, kiwi guava, wild berry, white peach. Drinking Celsius prior to fitness activities has proven to accelerate your metabolism, burn body fat, and provide essential energy. Celsius. Live fit. The official drink of Chad Podcast.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling
Give me a hell yeah.
with No Gimmick Nick Johnston
It doesn't matter how you feel.
and David Double D Dykstra.
You all right, bro?
I was got the big eat right here.
Alex just snapped his neck, and I heard a big, and I went, ew. I can do that too, but I don't need to like snap it like that. I just typically need to roll
that
my
Mexican
neck.
like construction, bro?
I can feel my legs.
I can feel my legs.
That's bad. That's bad.
Right.
Well, AEW Grand Slam was this Wednesday. I like to call it day one of Grand Slam because Collision also is going to be Grand Slam with a little bit lesser of a card, I believe. But I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up because there were a lot of really decent matches, good matches. Hook defeats Roderick Strong for the FTW title.
I mean, it's just sad, bro.
I love Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for Roddy to come out and start whipping people and being like, here we go.
Right.
But Hook's that different dude. I think, and I'll be very honest with you, I believe that under the right management, and when I say management, under the right system.
Maybe in the business.
Hook could be a mega star. Because he's different than anyone ever seen. He's like a mixture of, he's the best version I've seen of someone who's trained in mixed martial arts and wants to be a professional wrestler.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Taz has formed him into this dude that can do mixed martial arts if he wants to, has the submission hold, but can also do perfect suplees all over the place.
All over the place. I mean, yeah.
And listening to Taz describe every suplex that he does when other people are like, oh, look at that one. And Taz is like, yeah, that's a T-bone. T-bone with a release. I'm like,
he's like,
school him, Taz. School him on the suplex.
He knows too much suplex. Well, I mean, look, right now, you know what I was thinking about when you just said that? What if we get, MVP to come and talk to Hook? You know,
I've already come up with my dream scenario for the Hurt business if it's coming to AEW, and we'll talk about that. You brought him up though. Let's bring him. Just side note. FTW title then gets retired after the match in a very sentimental moment between Taz and Hook.
What do you think is up with that? Do they retire the title at all, or they're gonna hold like a scrimmage?
No, I think they're getting rid of it, and I think they're gonna focus on their titles. And does this mean Hook's gonna get a push towards, like we were talking about, the TNT title or the international?
Right.
Hook versus Ospreay. I don't think he's ready for Ospreay yet.
He's not. He needs a little bit more under his belt. I mean, now they're going to Fox. He might have a Fox title on the way. You know what I mean?
Shockwave. No, I don't think that. I think they might do some kind of different title for that show. But
right.
As far as I don't know if it's been confirmed yet whether or not. I know
There's
in the
rumors.
works.
Yeah.
There's rumors that Fox, which is interesting to me because you didn't want to pony up and keep SmackDown, but you're going to go with AEW. I don't know about that.
I don't know.
That's a little. It's a little sus. It's a little sus.
Well, he could go for the TNT title. I mean, I was just looking at the Collision. He might go for the open challenge, but then also like you said,
Tony likes to bring in those randos.
Tony
likes to bring in those New Japan guys for stuff like
TK,
this.
come on, bro. How many more Japan you're gonna need?
But you did bring him up earlier. MVP shows up, interrupts Prince Nana. How dare you? How dare you, sir? And pretty much tells Prince Nana you have failed him as a manager, and when he wants proper management, to give him a call.
I don't want him to go, bro.
Here's my thing: if you're gonna do this, it's already been rumored that Shelton Benjamin and Lashley are signing with AEW.
Yep.
You have Swerve There's only
So
one other
good.
person that needs to join that crew after that. No, not.
Who?
Keith Mother Truck and Lee.
Oh yeah, you just look. If that happens, bro.
If Keith Lee joins the Hurt Business, that's a faction that could run AEW.
And then the trio championships, bro.
Trios championships, world titles, international title. They could be that first faction that holds all the gold.
I was about to say that it would be if TK really pushes them, bro. We can see like a faction that is like,
Because Swerve's on another level right now.
yeah, for sure.
He got voted over Will Ospreay for best wrestler.
Which I thought was funny because when he was a championship,
crazy.
everybody was talking about Will Ospreay, but now it's like, oh, sorry.
Sorry
Scott,
about
did
that,
you hear
Scotty.
that?
You
Sorry,
you
Scott.
okay?
I'm sorry. You okay there? But like, I would love to see that, especially holding the and then Bobby Lashley with the AEW World Championship around his waist.
It's a good
And
look.
then I could see Keith Lee with the TNT Championship around his waist, and
Or
then
international,
or
one of the two.
international, one or two. I could see Keith Lee holding that.
Shelton Benjamin versus Ospreay. Benjamin can still hold his own.
He can.
There's a lot of distinct possibilities when it comes to things that could happen if that comes in. Once again, AEW, my name's David Double D Dykstra. This is Alex
Salazar, Senor Salazar.
Senor Salazar. Senor. He could be the understudy to Excalibur.
Exactly. I can hit the flying moves.
I'll write. I have no problem being a writer.
You know what I mean? That's all. Just yell
Hurt
out.
Business. That beautiful. That being said, I'm gonna throw away the Mariah May.
It just felt like
title
it was
match.
there.
Just like,
It just felt like it was just there. I'm gonna be
and I
honest with you
don't
guys.
mean this to be bad or mean. Why are we continuing to get 4 foot like nothing Japanese wrestlers who can't do American wrestling
Yeah.
to come on and face the women of that division when you have nothing but like bangers now in that division? Although I will say, after the match, me likey, because my girl Willow Nightingale came out,
yeah.
and I'm like,
So confused, by the way. She was like,
oh. Put the title on Willow. I'd be a fan. Put the title on Willow. Yes, please.
I would love to see that. But for one
It
thing,
won't happen. Mariah May, whatever. Yeah.
I thought she was gonna hit freaking Mariah, but then I'm like, nah. Damn.
Young Bucks beat Ospreay and Fletcher. I knew that was going to happen. Here's what I wanted to have happen, and it didn't. Fletcher was given the screwdriver by Don Callis, and Ospreay stopped him from using it. We're
No,
gonna
bruv.
win.
We're not gonna win like
We're
this.
gonna win clean.
We're gonna win clean.
That being said, I wanted to see if you're gonna do this, do it right.
Yeah, for sure.
They lose, that's fine. But Fletcher gets peeved that Ospreay doesn't let him use the screwdriver, and Fletcher turns on Ospreay. I'd love to see those two go.
Dude, I was expecting Fletcher to be like, and then whack him. I was expecting that so bad, but then
Nothing.
Nada.
Zip, zilch.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see, right?
Is Tony playing the long game?
For how long?
Instant gratification for Tony Khan.
He has an attention span of a 5-year-old.
Of an ant.
I'm an ant. Exactly.
A squirrel. What?
Yeah.
Thoughts on the McGuinness Danielson?
I thought it was a great match. I thought it was pretty decent.
Super technical.
Yeah, super
And if you're not
technical,
into super technical matches,
you're not gonna like it.
No.
Yeah, if you want the whole wee, and then getting up after like 2 counts, like even him a big move. If you want all that, go watch Young Bucks. But and Fletcher Will Ospreay, because that's what they're mostly doing. But this match, as a wrestling fan, as a technical fan myself, as a Bret Hart enthusiast, I love this match.
Scotty, you said you had seen something on.
So the spot they did on the outside of the ring where Danielson's drilling McGuinness into the post
Uh-huh.
is a direct callback to
Oh, look at that. They got callbacks.
ROH, yeah.
Nice.
I figured they would do at least one or two.
Yeah, from our
Because they did have a couple bangers in ROH, so.
And by a couple, apparently they spent like almost 56 hours in the ring.
Yeah.
Just between the two.
Oh, nice.
56 hours worth of matches between those two. I'm just happy to see Nigel McGuinness. I was a little disappointed, though. I will say this.
You want him to win?
No.
Oh.
I wanted McGuinness to come out with the blonde hair.
Oh, yeah.
And just be like, you think I'm not ready? Let's go. That, to me, would have been amazing.
I think that would have been great. And then you had the, and then you had Dance's old song. Like, that would be cool.
It's the final countdown. Yeah. Well.
What happened? What did he say?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's only allowed to 30 seconds, all right?
Okay.
I could add a little spin to it, too. You know what I mean?
So for me, it was really solid.
Yeah.
Really, really
Great match.
good.
I would say great match.
Enjoyed every moment of it. But then comes the main event. Mox versus Darby. And I truly didn't know which way this was going to go.
Yeah, really?
Because there's a lot of rumors going around that Darby's the one that's going to win the title off of Danielson. And we all thought that was going to happen Wrestle Dream.
Yeah.
Now, Tony might have changed up his mind and said, I don't want to do it at Wrestle Dream because it got leaked somehow, blah, 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 whatever. Fine, whatever. That's fine. But now, Mox defeats Darby and did it by beating the bejesus out of this poor kid. Like, I love Darby for the way he can sell.
Yeah.
Because he'll just throw his body.
Oh,
he doesn't care.
Oh, my God.
Because he goes limp and thinks everything's going to be fine when he lands. Not always, but most of the time.
Yeah.
But Mox wins the match. Now has the number one contender. Do you think Daniel... and then Murder, Death, Kill comes in there. We had GTA. Danielson comes running out of nowhere with a tie and just starts choking out
You know
Mox.
that reminds me of when they did when he was initially in NXT. Remember the Nexus?
Yeah.
He did it.
And he
And I'm like, why is that a problem now?
Do you know what? I wonder if he wasn't making reference to that.
I think he kind of was, low key.
That's kind of a funny
Was he?
little...
I think that's the
he
same
got
color.
fired.
Yeah.
He got fired for doing that to the announcer,
I forgot
the
his
ring
name.
announcer.
Yeah. Was it the same color too? Nah, the first one was probably black or purple. I got to see that.
Yeah, you'll have to look it up. But yeah, he originally got fired from WWE when he was in NXT or in Nexus because he choked out the
I remember
ring
seeing
announcer.
that when I was a kid, and I'm like, Daddy, what's he doing to him?
They eventually let him back. I didn't even think about that. That might have been a callback.
Dude,
to
that probably is.
If that was planned like that,
Well
that's
played.
funny as hell.
That's funny.
That's funny.
What
as
if the next
hell.
night they're like, you're fired?
I was waiting for him to kick Maria. Like, she came up and grabbed him behind him. I was like, flip her over and just kick her in the head. Just kick her in the head and be
Just
like,
kick her in the chin, just pop.
nothing's getting me off of him until Claudio and Pac come out here. I wanted it to be brutal. And it's funny because I was one of those people that I didn't necessarily enjoy the plastic bag.
Yeah, I didn't really think it was. Yeah.
Because, one, stuff can go sideways,
Yeah.
especially with a plastic bag.
Exactly.
Two, there's something about actually, like, seeing someone, like, you could tell he physically got, like, worried
suffocated.
for a second.
Yeah. Oh,
because
yeah, bro.
Mox was into it and not, like, giving him any room to, like...
Dude. That scared me, too, because I'm like, oh, yeah, he is definitely not coming back for another 5 years, give or take.
To come out there and do that, and then, you know...
And then they give him the I forgot what it's called, but they give him the...
You wanted more! You've got more! And I'm like, all right, tree hugger. All right, go get him. Tie yourself to a tree.
I was the only one then, because when I heard him say it, I was just like, all right,
Doesn't
buddy,
fit his
doesn't
persona.
fit him.
Doesn't fit that persona there, Daniel.
I mean, if he was bleeding a little bit more, then maybe. You know what I
Brian,
mean?
yeah, it just doesn't fit the person. Maybe say it after you say you're gonna kick his effing head in. Maybe.
Maybe.
But
He can't do it, but like when you tell him to go for war, it doesn't sound right. He can do it, but when you tell him to go to
I'm
war,
like waiting for the cages to drop when he goes out. You want war? We're going to war. No, and just the two cages drop. You just hear
so do
War
you think-
Pigs by Black Sabbath, and you're just like, when did this become WWE?
do you think? I'll get to that. Well, hold on. Do you think Darby should have won?
I don't know, because there's a storyline being told with Mox,
Right.
and I think there's a bigger persona that's about to pop out as the leader of all this. He may have just hired Mox and those other guys. No, it ain't.
Oh wait, isn't it? Which one is it? They always got guns. I don't know which one they.
No.
Jay White.
It's not the Bullet Club.
I said Jay White.
No, it's not Jay White.
What do you think it is?
The leader of this new faction? Here comes the money. Money talks. Seen taking a picture with the Young Bucks.
All right.
They were conveniently on the same plane to Salt Lake City. The mecca of travel that is, you know.
I mean, man. Look,
I
if
think-
they bring back a heel Shane, bro.
And it would be perfect because he goes in that first interview with Tony Schiavone when he came back. Moxley looked at Schiavone, goes, "It isn't your
company anymore." Yep, it's not no more.
And if you have Shane come in as an outsider trying to take over the company, hostile takeover kind of way. If you notice, it's all ex-WWE people in that group.
Maybe. I said this in the beginning. I'm like, since, Triple H is in the equation, Tony Khan could let loose a little bit, and then if Shane's here, you can see a lot of WWE in AEW. Yeah.
Just saying.
Because at first I was mad about this Darby Allin and Mox match, because I was just like, why aren't they pushing a AEW star and then an ex-WWE star for a company that is anti-WWE sometimes, always throwing shots here and there? Why are they not pushing Darby Allin to the damn moon? Then I see this, I'm like,
I'm telling you,
might be a chess move.
If you can bring in Vincent Kennedy McMahon's son to AEW, yeah, that's a snag.
That's a snag, man.
That's a snag. And on that note, speaking of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, there's a little documentary that I binged watched over the last few days. We're going to talk about it here next on BK Dub, BK Dub, BK Dub.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work.
I've been drinking Coors since my college days. The cold draft taste is second to none.
Yeah, worth the recorder, am I right?
You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those sports done?
Yeah.
No.
You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
That is all.
Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. The boss.
Hey, sir. Go yourself.
You're fired!
The Chicagoland area has a large number of lonely dogs currently filling shelter pens, just waiting to find a family. Nothing adds warmth to a home like a wagging tail and a warm pair of brown eyes. If you are considering adding a dog to your household, visit the Anderson Animal Shelter, where adoption counselors can assist you in selecting your new best friend. Make your house a home. Adopt a shelter dog. To see a current list of adoptees, visit their website at www.andersonanimalshelter.org or meet them in person at 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin. Don't have room in the home for a new furry family member? Donations of toys, collars, and soft or hard non-perishable dog food are always accepted and are greatly appreciated. All animals are spayed or neutered and are waiting with tails wagging to find a loving home. Visit 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin or www.andersonanimalshelter.org for more details.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah.
With No Gimmick Nick Johnston.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
And David Double D Dykstra.
Hello! Back here on BK Dub.
Buenos tardes, mi amigos. What's going on?
Scotty, where are the subtitles?
All right. ¿Y por qué, señor? Y si yo quiero hablar en español, la gente no puede ver. ¿Qué pasa, güey?
Chicken nuggies.
¿Qué estamos haciendo aquí? Oh, me gusta frijoles. Me gusta frijoles. Sabe.
Oh, nah, I guess we got to talk about it. The big glaring...
You have to be serious for this one.
Bold ickiness that is the Mr. McMahon documentary. I will start off with you, sir. I will let you give your thoughts.
Honestly, I was watching this and I was like, it starts off slow, by the way, guys. It starts off really slow, but then it gets up to like the 5th, 6th level episode. I didn't necessarily wanted to finish it or necessarily had the time to finish it, but looking at the overall and what I took from social media, I mean, there's a lot of people right now that are going to be like, oh, he did that, he said that, he did. I'm just here like, oh, you didn't know? You didn't know he did all this? I mean, I just feel like the documentary is saying like he's a good booker and all that, but he's just a terrible person. Right? They were kind of going to the glance and then also like the bad stuff.
I believe Tony Atlas summed it up perfectly.
Yeah.
When they went around and none of the dudes that like had his back, Cena, Taker, Triple H, they go, what will Vince McMahon be remembered as? And they were like, what's his legacy? And they're all like,
I mean, look, his legacy is already what we're
Tony
watching.
Atlas said it perfectly. Greatest promoter to ever live.
Exactly. Look, I can't take away from what's going on. Vince McMahon is the greatest promoter of all time, but can't say. It's kind of like the whole, it reminds me of like people when they were talking about Chris Benoit. Exactly.
Yeah, it's Chris Benoit.
Greatest wrestler. Arguably could have been top 5 if he didn't do what he did.
He's in my top 5 of greatest technical wrestlers.
Exactly. Technical wrestler wise, he's in my top 5.
Come at me, I dare you.
Don't. Please, señor, no me, por favor. No me ataques, por favor. Okay? But look, I mean, for real, like Chris Benoit and this whole thing, I just feel like that's what I'm getting from this, right? And it's like, I can't distinguish someone's work and then the personality behind it. The work is incredible, right? But the person, I can't, bad guy, bad person. That's the only thing I got on that. It's like, he's the greatest promoter of all time, but he's just a bad human being.
End of story.
End of the story.
End of story.
End of story. And look, hey, like this Netflix series is what I wanted to see. When the initial trailer dropped, I was like, oh, right? Like, you were just like, you see the trailer, you're just like, oh, they're going into everything. But then you watch it, it's like, knew this, knew that. Nothing really new out of this documentary, which, I mean, come on. I mean, it was made, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and then now it's brought it up to the story, and then actually, like, what's going on now.
I wish they had delayed it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And interviewed all the wrestlers after allegations.
I think that
came
would be
out.
a greater. Well, who knows?
There could be a part
It
7.
could be. It could. Yeah, exactly. There could be part 7 or just a new season. You know.
How much more are you diving into though? Like for me, if there were a lot of Hada moments, yeah, but like realizing that the reason Stephanie left is because she wanted nothing to do with her dad because she knew what kind of scumbag he was.
Yeah.
Like I was like, we were talking about it when we were doing the show. Like there's a reason she came back after he resigned.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And then as soon as he came back and put himself as the executive, you know, the president of the executive board, she's like, all right, I resign. I'm gone. And now she's showing back up again. It's coincidental, winky dinky.
And then like you could tell from like all the questions they were asking, and she was like, I don't want to answer that. I don't want to tell you.
Yeah,
that.
the whole. That was the one that gave me the willies. The plot line where he impregnated her. What? Dude, what kind of sicko even?
I'm gonna pregnant. I mean, my character is gonna impregnate her, and it's just gonna go well. And no one did the idea.
What are you doing? And then the fact that he wanted to put their wedding on pay-per-view.
Oh my God.
Their actual wedding. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you have no sense of the lines anymore.
Exactly.
There was no... And
it's funny when he said, like, oh, my character and my personality on TV, my personal...
You know what? The other thing that I would like, I would love, now that he's out of the business... And by the way, best reaction of the night was when my girlfriend saw him with his new creepy mustache and went, ew, what is that?
I can't look at Vince right now. Like it's so weird. Like he got the painted eyebrows. You could tell there's surgery there. It's just like
the little thin mustache.
He's guilty.
It made him look even more creepy. More creepy than he already does.
I looked at him. I'm like, yeah, he's guilty. Send him to jail. Like,
no,
just the
what
way
are
he
you
looks.
doing? So for me, there are some things that I want, and I probably will never get. I would love for them to do a follow-up.
Yeah, they should.
And I would love them to interview the female wrestlers from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Trish was the only one that was really like on there.
On there, yeah.
And there's obviously one that was named in the accusations.
Kelly? Oh, not Kelly.
That said that she was sexually abused.
Yeah. Oh.
Didn't name names. Oh yeah, and by the way, I don't care how big you are, Brock, you're disgusting.
Oh yeah. Horrible.
1, 2, bruh. You're married to Sable. What the frig?
No, for real. Like, look, this is all
Sable.
Yeah. I mean, this is all disappointing to me. I mean, honestly, if they do a follow-up, and it's so weird. I mean, I feel like...
Here's the problem with it all. Like,
do you think they interview Brock?
This is the tip of the iceberg. Brock ain't doing nothing. Brock's up in Saskatchewan.
You think so?
Never to be heard from again.
No, I'm saying around that time where everyone else
unless he's subpoenaed for the indictment. And they had to... I thought that was the interesting... It's so bad because of the sex trafficking thing.
Exactly.
Is part of this indictment that the FBI got involved, and they can't go on with theirs until the FBI's done with their investigation. I'm telling you right now, this is the tip of the iceberg.
Yep.
This is going to be as bad, if not worse, than the P. Diddy issue.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, they're not going to find $1,000 bottles of baby oil, but close enough, you know? Yeah.
Well,
my prediction is...
the fact that he went at that... First off, totally forgot about the Bob Costas interview where he got pissed off. And I was like, dude, like Bob Costas is one of the most laid back... It is the first time in my life I've ever heard Bob Costas lay out an F-bomb.
Right.
I was
when
like...
he said that, I'm like, whoa.
I looked...
Right? I had to rewind it too. I'm like, no way.
I turned to my girlfriend and went, that is legitimate. I've been watching Bob Costas since I was 10 years old. That is the first time I've ever heard him cuss. Ever. Ever.
Oh my God.
Not a slip, not a nothing. And he used to do a late night talk show.
Yeah.
Secondly.
That's how you know how bad it is.
Secondly, when he went after that other reporter and then slapped the papers out of it, I was like, dude, if I would have been the reporter, I'd have been like, dude, that's assault. You're going to jail.
Yeah, you're getting sued. And then maybe that's where the hush money came from. They're just like, you know.
I'm telling you right now, there are so much. This is the tip of the iceberg.
Oh my God.
It's not going to get better. Everything that I've heard, though, is now that he is quote unquote slowed down, he's getting sick. He's late 70s, early 80s.
So he retired at 77.
Yeah.
So he's 78, 79?
Maybe. But, you know, well, this is just like, I don't know, man. Like you said, it's just tip of the iceberg, right? But I feel like what my prediction is, once the investigation is done, we're going to get a whole lot. And then if we do a part 2 of this, what I would like to see, in my perspective, what I'd like to see is either the same wrestlers do the same interview again, right?
Taker will never do an interview. Shawn will never do an interview. Cena will never do an interview.
I honestly
Triple
agree.
H might.
Triple H might.
Because Triple H vehemently does not like Vince.
Which I want to ask that my favorite episode was that 5th episode when they started talking about him getting the family involved and stuff.
Yeah.
The fact that basically Vince kind of pushed Stephanie to be with Paul, and Shane was totally against it. That kind of
Shane's a
hit for you at all a little bit. Like I was kind of like, And then he's also Shane's not in the documentary, so he can't. He didn't really give that stuff.
That was weird to me. I thought Shane was gonna be in it, but when he wasn't, when I found that out, I was like, "That's
was in it.
weird."
No, he was in it, but he didn't really like answer.
Yeah, he didn't even answer nothing. He didn't really put nothing in
Why
it. That's
would
what I
he?
meant by that.
Why would he? Shane is a very faithful husband. Like you heard Vince say it. Some of the stories bothered Shane because he's such a conservative guy. Shane doesn't want to talk about that stuff. He doesn't.
I felt bad for him though.
Yeah.
I did feel bad. Yeah.
With him, with Shane, and how he saw his father, I felt kind of bad for him.
Well, yeah. I mean, in essence, it should be Shane and Stephanie running that. It should be. But Paul's mind is brilliant.
Yeah.
Triple H's mind for wrestling, he was born to do this.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah.
Well, he's the greatest of all time.
Exactly.
I mean, who else would you want to learn from?
That's Shawn Michaels.
And William Regal.
And, oh my God.
Like
yes.
those
I'm a
guys
big
down.
William Regal fan.
And you've got
Cordova? No.
Cordona from ECW.
Oh, Matt.
No,
Yeah.
no. Not Steve Cor. Oh, I forget his last name. I think it's. I follow him on Institute.
Cordona.
He's one of the coaches down there.
Oh, okay.
Sean Spears is actually coaching down there now too.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, Punk's down there with them.
Yeah.
Punk wants to take over NXT when he officially retires.
And I would like that, honestly.
It all depends if he's
becoming a booker now,
If
so that's
he
why
can
I like.
keep his ego out of it, which it seems like. I think him going to AEW showed him like these Punk kids need to have structure.
Yeah.
Because that's what AEW doesn't have.
And you can see in the Ariel Ronde show, or the UFC show, I forgot Ariel Ronde. I forgot the show. He was, yeah, exactly. He was talking about it, and you could see and hear the sense of matureness that he got from AEW now transitioning to WWE. So for sure, I would like to say I think he can keep his ego out for sure. I think he can.
I just want to see AJ
tame
back.
it.
That's all I want.
And that too. I love
That's
AJ.
all I want. I had the biggest crush on AJ.
Oh no, for sure.
Lita was my number 1. AJ was number 2.
Okay, I can take that.
Nick was in here yesterday.
Uh-huh.
talking to him quickly about it. He said there's a couple stuff that they did gloss over pretty quickly. Is there anything you wish they went in a little bit more on?
I honestly, we probably will never find out, but I'd love to, like I said, I'd love to know who the female wrestler was.
Yeah.
I really would.
And how many?
Listen, I'd love to dive deeper into the things that have been investigated on Dark Side. The Jimmy Snuka thing.
Oh, dude.
The plane ride from hell.
Yeah.
Why wasn't Saudi Arabia ever talked about?
Yeah, that too. That was kind of weird.
Where he had the private jet and got out of there, and the rest of everybody was stuck in Saudi. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting that wasn't talked about.
You know, what's one guy I wanted to see that I didn't even see, but I wanted to see, but I know he's going to talk about in his own podcast? Jim Cornette.
Cornette loved Vince.
But I know, but I feel like
I don't know how those old dudes stick together, man.
where's his face? Where's his face? What's his face?
Vince Russo?
Vince Russo, there you go.
Vince Russo would be a good one to have on.
Yeah.
Bischoff was amazing.
Bischoff was funny.
If there was anybody that came out of that looking really good, it was Eric.
It was Eric.
Bischoff
For
looked
sure.
fantastic on that. 83?
83, you said?
Was it 83?
It was 83.
That is great. The fact that he owned that he underestimated him finally was a big thing too. I loved that he was like, yeah, I underestimated McMahon. Thought I was past his prime. I was like, damn, he admitted it finally. All right.
The only other thing I would probably ask about is the Undertaker streak.
I didn't get to that.
You didn't get to that one?
Yeah, that one, it was a late call.
That's crazy.
It was a late call.
And then Vince is
The explanation of the whole
You guys had to
thing.
tell me. I don't even care anymore. You got to tell me. I've been waiting for this.
The whole thing was a late call. He, day of, told Taker that he was going to job for Lesnar. Now, you know how Taker says he got concussed within the first 5 minutes? Vince goes, no. I think he was in shock because the streak was ending that day.
And even though Taker has said, I don't remember.
He doesn't remember.
The rest of that match.
And Vince goes, that's just his.
He was gaslighting the whole time, bro. He was gaslighting the whole
There's
time.
no such thing as CTE.
Yeah.
What?
Bro, when he said that, oh my! And then when Stone Cold was like, "Well, I tried to get out of my head, and I was fine," and I'm like, "No, duh, bro. You had beers, drinking down all of it. That was your medicine, bro. He was fine after that."
And then he goes, the fact that he goes, oh, yeah, he was probably just in shock, but then went to the hospital with Undertaker
Yeah.
that night, left WrestleMania to go with the Undertaker and sit with his wife in the hospital. But he went into shock. He didn't have a concussion.
No concussion.
He went into shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was gaslighting. I could tell he was gaslighting the entire time of the documentary. I was like,
he
"Yeah,
was-
you're
he was
gaslighting,
backhanding and
dude. Backhanding
there was-
everything."
There were so many times when he was just like, wait a minute. So
You could tell from the first lines, bro. what he said.
WCW did the same thing to you that you did to all these other. Don't you think that's just competitive nature? Not when it's done to me. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude?
It's going to sound hypocritical, but it's not.
In my head, it's
Not in my head, it's not. Dude, from the first lines, I knew this dude was gonna be backhanding everything.
It was almost as bad as BS High, where the guy, the first. Have you ever watched that?
No.
That should be a documentary.
Okay.
BS High. Guy, first words you hear in the whole documentary is the guy brushing himself off, like in Friday, and he sits there and he goes, "Do I look like a con artist?" And I'm like, yes. The fact that you said that makes you a con artist.
Exactly. Wow.
They did really good at catching Vince on
We've never used guns or swords. Oh my God!
Chubby, chubby.
We've never done any rape. You rapist. I'm just like.
We've never done killing, and then they cut to the clip where the guy's like hanging in the ring.
Oh, freaking boss man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Or him,
the
or him
limousine.
exploding in the limousine.
Oh, no, yeah, he deserves a raise for that. No, yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you who won't be on the next one if they do another one. Tom Pritchard. You idiots. How are you going to defend a guy, man?
Yeah, he's not coming back.
I get that he's, got the best treatment. And by all means, be in his debt for the rest of your life. I can understand you feeling some kind of allegiance to him. But that doesn't make him a good dude. It does not make him a good dude. One act of... Now, I have heard a lot of stories. I have had a lot of people that have worked WWE events and said that Vince was very kind to all the vendors. Always very nice. Told Stephanie to be nice to the vendors. They're who are going to make you your money. You know, selling these goods. Was always very nice to the vendors. That's great. How many of them did he sexually assault?
Exactly.
That's the questions you've got to ask now. Was that nice persona just to be able to manipulate people into doing very, very disturbing things?
My question to you is, obviously he's not coming back for the second part. If they even do the documentary, he's not coming back.
He going to jail or he going to die?
Who do you think will be the main person they interview? If they do a part 2, who do you think they're going to be a main, or is it going to be a voiceover documentary?
Dude.
Who do you think they're going to be a main person?
Heyman had one of the better quotes.
Yeah.
In that whole thing. Heyman has Vince down to a science, and that's why Vince hates Paul.
Yeah.
Because Paul knows Vince better than anybody.
You know who I wanted to see? Jim Ross. Was Jim Ross in there?
No, Jim Ross wouldn't do it because of his AEW affiliations, probably. Although he did ask why they didn't interview him. He's got so much dirt.
Dude, he got so much dirt on him.
He said I have so much dirt on that good old boy.
With Americans on too. I mean, dude. I want to know if they do part 2. I want to know who would be the main one. And I
feel like they won't do a part 2 to this, but they would do
the fact that
like the dark.
I also have problems
like
with
Dark
him
Side of the
taking
Ring?
no fault in the whole Owen Hart thing.
Oh yeah.
I get that it was a I get that it was a malfunctioning vest. I get that, but you still put him in that scenario. At least be like, I feel bad that I put him in the scenario in which that happened.
Dude.
Even though it ended up not being our fault, I still feel bad about it.
He's like, yeah.
It was just Brett actually forgave him.
I still don't think it's cool that they went on with the show.
Yeah. You can see, and if you go back to the tapes, you could literally see Undertaker's whole. He broke character there. People say he never broke character. Yeah.
The most uncomfortable part for me in this whole thing was Stephanie McMahon in the middle of the SmackDown ring going, "Thank you, Vince," and you could literally see the disgust on her face as she was saying it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
For me, I'll give it a solid C plus B minus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's kind of fair. I say B.
And I take it from an outside perspective. If you're a person that has only heard of Vince McMahon through all the allegations that have thrown out and you want to find out the whole story, this is an amazing docuseries.
Yeah.
But for guys like me who deep dive into this stuff, it was a recap of, I didn't know a lot of the earlier stuff. Never knew that his dad wasn't in his life for the first 12 years. That was surprising to me. Never knew that he was abused as a kid. That was a surprise to me. There were some things that were surprising. But, I mean, most of it fell in line with everything that I thought it was going to be, and the roundy-bowdy that Vince always does with any big kind of problem story that may pop up, where he likes to spin it and spin it good.
I think it's one of those things that it's like, oh, if you're a savant and you know all these things, there's going to be things that you know that they didn't add in. And that's why you're going to see it as lower. But like for someone like there was still a lot more that I picked up, obviously, because I don't know it.
Mhm.
I was leaning more toward high D.
For people that enjoy wrestling, it's a solid C plus.
Yeah.
B minus for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
All right, next week we got Scotty's Chat GBT top 25 AEW wrestlers that he's going to give to us. So for me, David Double D Dykstra and my boy
Alex Senor
All right, Gege, put it on.
Salazar.
This is BK Dub, BK Dub, BK Dub. We'll see you next week.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling. Give me a hell yeah. With no gimmick Nick Johnston.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
And David Double D Dykstra.